Are you stocked for tax season?
Not yet. We're actually really behind the eight ball. So we have like 105 cars right now, I think is the count. And I want to have 150 cars in a month from now. It's not going to happen. Probably the realistic number that I'm going to have is probably somewhere around 130. But we've had this weird phenomenon that's happened at our car dealership that we've never really experienced before. And over the last month and a half, we've been busy. And typically, end of November, all through December, beginning of January, usually dead for us. Like we're usually bracing for losing money in December. It's okay. That's just how the market works, and we're usually really slow. But we actually had a pretty good December, and we made some money, and that's very very weird for us. So I don't know if it's just exhaustion from buyers, and they're like, okay, hold off, hold off, hold off. I'm not going to buy a car because they're too much money, and then all of a sudden we just get buyers because back in summer we went through a 6 month span where I didn't make a dime. We didn't lose money, but we didn't make any money, and so it was so slow. It wasn't like we had inventory, but we weren't selling it, and then it picked up a little bit in the fall. I think October was great for us. November we lost a little money, and then December was decent. But typically it would have been horrible. I would have expected to lose $10,000-$15,000 in December, and then also in January. But January starting off strong for us too. So I don't know what it is, but it makes our job, mine and Alex, who is my mechanic, who buys a lot of cars for us too. It's making our job more difficult because we're having to stretch a little bit on what we're buying so we can keep up. But if we don't get to 130, 150 cars by the time tax checks roll around, it's most likely because we're just selling through inventory, and that's a good problem to have. But I also want to maximize tax time. So I'm stuck really between a rock and a hard place. It's a good place to be because we're making money, right? But I'm going to be getting progressively more worried the closer to the mid of February that we get. And I mean, it's good for you two, right? Because what's the title? My worst nightmare is hitting tax time in the car market. Or I'm very worried about my car deal. I mean, you know all the titles, right? That's we do this on YouTube. That's how we title our videos. But that's a real worry that I'm going to have in 2 weeks, in 3 weeks from now, if we still only have 110 cars. Even if we're selling cars, I'm still going to be very concerned that we're not going to be able to maximize tax time. And that's something that will probably keep me up at night and have me pacing around the house and have my wife wanting to make me go somewhere else.
Can you tell us about your recon services? Is there a budget you try to stick with?
Recon serve. I mean, we fix cars that need to be fixed, and no, we don't have a budget. If it costs a lot, I think we have to do a cost analysis. I think that's where you're going. If
Yep.
Is it too much? Is there a point where we spend too much money on a car where we're just capped out? I don't have a certain number. It's all dependent on how much we think we can sell the car for. If we have $2,000 in a car and we got to put a transmission in it, and the transmission is going to cost $2,000, but we think we can sell that car for $4,500, then we'll do the transmission. On the flip side, if I got $1,000 car and the transmission only costs $1,500, but I think I can only sell that car for $2,000, then we just send it to auction and we dump it. We only take the gamble of putting in the transmission in it. So it's all cost analysis. That's all we're doing all day long. Is we can buy the car because we think we can sell it for this much. We get the car, and then turns out the car is a turd, and we have to put this much money in it, but we think we can only sell it for this much money. We just have to gauge what we're doing. And at the end of the day, a lot of cars we end up losing money on because we do this kind of cost analysis. I don't want to throw good money after bad ever. So in those instances where it's just a loss, we'll cut it. We'll lose $1,000, whatever. But the kind of cars that I buy, we're not putting a ton of money into them as far as investing anyway, because we're $5,000 and under is what we got to sell them for. So if we lose 100% on a car, at the end of the day, it's really not that bad. In my worst case scenario, we might lose $3,000-$4,000 on a car. It hurts, but it's not going to break us. But I'll say our loss rate last time I looked was like between 7 and 8%. I would like it used to be down to like between 3 and 4%. a long time ago, but we've had to gamble more on cars because the availability just hasn't been there. But if we stay around that 7-8%, I'm not happy about it, but I'm okay with it. I want us to be closer to 5%. But it's going to take more inventory coming into the system for us to be more picky and choosy about the cars that we're buying, and that's how we can get that loss percentage down. But right, I'm okay with it. In the environment that we're in. I think having a 7 or 8 or even a 10% loss rate, we're doing pretty good. I think most other car dealers probably couldn't say that for themselves. Phone bills are one of those things that most people don't really revisit until they're set. And that's the thinking behind today's sponsor, Mint Mobile. Mint runs as an online-only wireless provider. There are no stores and no salespeople. Everything is handled online, which keeps the focus on the service itself instead of extra layers that are built around it. They offer unlimited talk and text on the nation's largest 5G network, with coverage reaching 98% of Americans and 4G LTE coverage to 99%. Unlimited plans also include hotspot access, plus free calling to Mexico, Canada, and the UK. Instead of pushing everyone into the same plan, Mint lets you choose the data amount that fits how you actually use your phone. 5 gigabytes, 15 gigabytes, 20 gigabytes, or unlimited. Switching is designed to be straightforward. You can activate in minutes with eSIM, keep your phone number, and bring your own unlocked phone, or purchase one directly through mintmobile.com. And for a limited time, you can get 50% off a premium unlimited wireless plan from Mint. Lock in Mint's lowest price of the year and pay $15 per month for a 3, 6, or 12-month plan. Details are available through the link in the description below.
Do you often get out-of-state customers who purchase, or is your customer base in your immediate area?
Most of our customers that we sell to are going to be local. Now, we have, as prices have gone up across the car market, and because you just can't find a car dealer anymore really that sells cars that are $5,000 and under. Most car dealers don't do what we do because it's not profitable for a lot of them. It's very difficult to do what we do, and we have a good setup exactly where we are and the personnel that we have on my team to be able to do what we do. But just saying that, there's not a lot of car dealers out there. So that means that if someone is looking for a $3,500 car, a $4,000 car that just don't really exist anymore, they're traveling to come buy it from us. We have a lot of customers that come from South Carolina. And now that we've been on YouTube, we've had somebody come from North Dakota, rode a bus from North Dakota to come buy a car from us. We've had a couple that have driven down from Michigan twice. I'm talking about we have repeats and referrals from Michigan. And they've come and buy 2 Fords from us in separate occasions. So made the trip. And we've had people come from New York. Pennsylvania has been kind of a common place for us. I don't know why Pennsylvania. I don't know, but there's been multiple people come from Pennsylvania and buy cars from us. But yeah, we get a lot of customers that are out of state just because what we do doesn't exist in a lot of other places, especially if you have any kind of rust or anything that you have to deal with, salt, snow on the roads. We don't get that here, not in a large quantity. So our frames look great. So it makes sense for a lot of people to travel from up north and come get a car from us. But even so, there's got to be a better way. If you're wanting to come buy a car from us and you live very far away, take the information that I'm giving you and find a car dealer that's closer to you to be able to facilitate your needs on a car. But most, I would say, if I had to guess, I would say probably 90% of our customers are local, and maybe 10% come from out of state.
Have you changed up any of your auction sources recently, or attending the same ones?
I added another auction, 3 months ago?
Yeah,
it's a big auction. I probably should have been going to
September 9th. That's when you started going.
I should have been, and that's 4 months ago. I should have been going to this auction probably all along. I got lazy with me going to auctions because I've been working so hard on YouTube. Now I want to slow down a little bit on YouTube and probably add a little bit more work towards the car lot side. So I added this auction. It runs like 3,000 cars a week. So it's a big auction. They got 16 lanes. And it's really, really helped our inventory a lot in the last 4 months. Typically I can go there and buy at least 4 or 5 cars every single week. There's some weeks that I go there and I bought 10 cars. So it's been very helpful, especially right now when I'm trying to load up going into tax season, spring selling season. We have to find different outlets to be able to buy cars. there's a CarMax auction that's like an hour and a half away that I could add. There's another Manheim auction that's another probably hour and 15 minutes away that I could add. I really don't want to, but if we get to the stretch where I'm 2 weeks away and I need more cars, I will add those. It's a lot of work to go to an auction. It could be that I spend 6 hours of my day driving, checking out cars, bidding, then driving back from some of these farther away auctions, and I only buy 2-3 cars. It's not worth it. And it's very I won't say it's difficult, but it's very draining to spend a whole day, especially when I've got multiple businesses going on as far as like the I'd say entertainment side, the YouTube side of things, and our car dealership. My time is stretched thin as it is, and I hate wasting time. And going to an auction that's an hour and a half away, spending 2 hours there, and then driving another hour and a half back, and only buying one car. It's very, very frustrating.
And then he's very grumpy.
And then I'm very grumpy. And
Yeah.
then my wife makes me leave the house, and I go up to the shop, and then my sister works there, and I'm pacing around. I'm grumpy there, and she sends me back to the house. And then I tell her, I said, well, my wife said I can't go back to the house. And she's like, well, you can't stay here. And so nobody wants me. And then I just have to drive my car around for a long time until it's time to come home and eat dinner and go to bed. So
You might as well just go drive to another auction.
might as well.
How do I sell my 98 Civic if the brakes are out?
Well, you can put the brakes back in. That would be one option. So, I mean, here's the dilemma. You have to decide, all right, if I fix the brakes, one, how much is it going to cost? And then two, how much can I get for it more because I'm fixing the brakes? So, I mean, what's a brake job? If they're completely out, like you got to get calipers, or if you got the actual pump that's gone, then that's a bigger problem, right? So if it's just the actual brake pads and you can get those fixed, a lot of times you can look up a YouTube video. You can do it yourself. If you're not mechanically inclined, then you can pay a mechanic to do it. Full set of brakes for an older car like this Civic, $250 if you find an old school mechanic that will be able to do it for you. And then you would absolutely get at least $250 more for that car if you have the brakes fixed. Now, let's say the car is not worth anything. It's trashed. You got seats that are out of it. You got rippage. You got salvage title. The paint's bad on it. If you have all that and it's just not worth doing it, then your only other option, really, let me think through this real quick, it's probably just a junkyard, though. There's some public auctions that you could send it to. The other option would be that if you don't want to do the work and take the risk on something else being wrong with it, then you can post it on Facebook. You can post it on Craigslist. You can post it on OfferUp. And just say like mechanic special, 1998 Honda Civic, brakes out. That's the title for it. And you might be able to sell it to a mechanic for $500 because they can fix it for nothing. Like the cost of brake pads, if it's just brake pads, and I mean the time that they're going to put into it, they might be like, okay, I can sell this car for $1,500, and that's what the car's probably worth. It's probably if it's driving decently, it's probably worth $1,500 to someone else. And a mechanic can come in there, buy it for $500. They'll put $200 of their own time and parts into it, and then they can sell it for $1,500. They make a little money on it. That could be the route that you could take to actually sell it. But if you don't want to even do that or whatever, scrap it, and you'll get $150, $200 for it. The car doesn't weigh a lot, so they're going to be buying it for the converter. They're going to be buying it for the battery if the battery's decent on it. They're going to be buying it for interior parts if they're halfway decent, but they're not going to. They probably won't melt it down. I mean, or crush it. Hondas, those parts are actually pretty desirable. So that's the route that you can take, and you'll probably get $250 out of it.
Okay, I wanted to correct one thing from 2 questions ago, and I know you hate it when I do that, but I really want to.
That's okay.
Okay, so
I love when you correct me. That's my favorite thing.
Oh, I'll do it more. So, the question where you were saying that what you have right now, the cars that you have right now, are, newer and that kind of thing. The data that I pulled was not what we have in inventory, it's what we sold last year. So if somebody pulled up our current
Oh, got it.
inventory, it might not match that perfectly. That's what we sold last year.
I would imagine though our cars would skew on average higher than that right now though.
But it very well could. It very well could. But I don't know the answer to that. So if somebody pulls it up and they're like, that was absolutely false, then I don't want it to sound funny because what I pulled was not what we have right now. It's last year sold cars.
Okay.
So
anyway. Well, it's not. I don't care that you do it, but our editor is going to have to piece. If he, you know what, we'll just throw it away.
That's what I thought. Is you could probably just leave it out or put, he's wrong on the screen. I like that. Calling you out right there on the video.
No, we don't want to do that.
I'll leave it editor's choice.
Our shop has a like a Teams chat too that we have going on, and every time that they communicate with each other, it'll pop up on the bottom right of my screen. And my title clerk, who is also my sister, she just put in there, Nate, who is my sales manager. Nate, looks like our toilet's leaking again. So it's just funny because Nate is our sales manager and he's the one that usually takes care of this. But unless I'm there, and then I'll do it. But just to show you what a small, like, family-owned business, how we operate. Like my sales manager, who is in charge of, like, in a lot of cases, hiring, firing, and upper level management kind of stuff. He's also toilet duty. So we all wear a lot of hats.
Yep. And it used to be Brandon. So not as much these days.
Yeah.
He used to get called in.
I stay away so I don't have to plunge toilets.
All he had to do was annoy them enough, and now they're just like, you know what, I'll just fix
they kick me out. They don't want me there at all. Any golf video soon? Man, I've been so busy. So here's what happened. I started a golf channel too, just for all the people that think I'm ridiculous for having as many YouTube channels as I do. I started another one.
Are you tired of scratch YouTube golfers making you feel worse about your game?
Oh, that's so bad.
Then this is the video for you.
All right, so let's establish a baseline here. I am not good at golf. Oh, and then we just thin it. This was probably 2 months ago. And right after I started this channel and put this video on there, like, Alex, my mechanic, got sick and I had to cover auctions. We had Christmas that came up. We had everything blew up in our life, and I haven't had time. I haven't played golf. It's been 3 weeks. And I got some new irons right before Christmas, and I have not even swung them one time.
I think you might have played golf once in the past 6 weeks.
It might be. It's
maybe
that bad.
Twice.
It's that bad.
It's really bad.
Yeah. So yeah, more golf videos are coming, hopefully soon. But probably gonna have to wait till after tax time.
In order to make a golf video, he has to play golf.
Yeah, and I haven't been playing golf.
Difficult. We've been busy.
Yep.